What's going on, you guys? Your boy KB on the Heaters and Beaters Fight Prediction channel. This is week one. I'm going to break down this Vettori versus Dolidze 2 card for y'all. Honestly, who really asked for this rematch? I mean, honestly, I don't really care to see it, but I'm glad to see Vettori back after a couple of years of this layoff. And honestly, there's a few guys on here. And then, like, contender series that I'm kind of excited to see. A couple of guys with a little bit of hype behind them. And, yeah, I think this is a pretty decent card. Not really on paper, but I mean, it's a decent little rebound from last week. We had a pretty good pay-per-view card last week, but now we got this one, which I mean, honestly, it's not too bad. So yeah, I'm gonna break down this card for you guys really quick. Not gonna spend too much time on a lot of these fights because a lot of them really aren't worth it. And I didn't really watch tape on a lot of these fights either. I will be honest with you, but I've seen a lot of these people fight already, so I don't really need to go back and watch a lot of tape on these dudes. So yeah. All right, so for this first fight, we got Unice Duben, 6-0 from Venezuela. Then I like Contender Series girl versus Carly Judice, 3-2. Not really sure where she came from, how she got signed to the UFC with this little bit of experience, but I'm not gonna spend much time on this one. Unice Duben completely dusted that girl on Dana White Contender Series. But honestly, Shannon Clark, you gotta look at her background. She really ain't much either. She was like 32 years old. Her experience was literally a cardio kickboxing class. She didn't really have any martial arts experience at all. So, there's that. And that was Unice Duben's first fight against a girl who wasn't making her debut. So you really don't know anything about her yet. Of course she dusted that girl, Shannon Clark. Um, but other than that, we don't really know anything of her. And then you got Carly Judice, 3-2. I think she's 0-2 in the UFC. She's coming off of two split decision losses. One to Kara Katie from Lithuania, and she lost to Gabrielle Hernandez. Two actual MMA fighters. I honestly think those two split decision losses kind of equate. They kind of are. They mean more than her Unice Dubin dust in that tomato can on doing they know like Tender series. It's just what it is. But granted, it was a really good knockout. Like I would definitely check it out. But they got this girl Carly Judice. She was like minus 510, which was crazy because I thought the chick Dubin would have been the favorite. Unice Dubin. But then again, like her resume is just nothing. But now she's like minus 340. And I guess this Duban girl is 270. I think I'll go with Carly Judice just because she's like really hungry for that first UFC win. And she's fought two actual MMA fighters, whereas Unice Duban has fought nobody. Like she's fought five tomato cans. And Judice actually, I feel like she was gonna be a little bit more well rounded. I think she's gonna I feel like if she could grapple, she could get this girl up out of there. Because this Duban girl, I mean, she seems like kind of like a taekwondo girl. I don't know if she has any grappling. Like who's really testing her wrestling in Venezuela? So I feel like if Carly Judice can just mix the martial arts up, um, you know, not get pieced up and knocked out, I feel like she could do something. Because we don't even know if Eunice Dubin can even beat anybody with a pulse. So for the price, I don't know if I go with Judice, but for the pick, I'm gonna pick Carly Judice. All right, so for this next fight, we got women's 135. We got Josiane Nunez against Priscilla Ketchup beating Cachoiera. And boy, this fight is about to be crazy. They already knew what they were doing with this fight. There was not an ounce of grappling in this fight. Not there is not a milliliter of grappling in this fight. Josiane Nunez, she's coming off a split decision loss to Jacqueline Cavalcante, which is really good. Jacqueline Cavalcante is probably she's like top three, probably yeah, top three, top five in this barren division. There's nothing really here, but Jacqueline, she's a split decision loss to her isn't bad at all. And then she lost to Chelsea Chandler before that. Chelsea Chandler is just that's a big girl, like especially against Josiane Nunez. Josiane is really small for 135, so Chelsea Chandler, actual 135, are kind of just mauled her. And she has wins over girls who aren't even worth mentioning, girls who aren't even in the UFC anymore. Um, so yeah, Josiane Nunez, man, outside of a Superman punch to close the distance and a few overhands, this you really can't expect much else from her. She's so short. She's literally throwing Superman punches to get to close the distance. I don't think she'll have to do that with Priscilla, but yeah, man, because Priscilla's gonna be there to be hit. Like I said, her name is Priscilla Catch a Beating Cachoeira, dude. Like one thing you can count on her to do is catch a beating. She's 12-6. She's 36 years old. she's fought everybody in the division though. She actually has a resume. Like she's actually like I mean she's not beating these girls, but she's fighting these girls who actually have been around for a while. She's fighting talented girls. Like her last losses was Jazzy the Vicious and Miranda Maverick, both who finished her. Both of those girls would dust Josie and Nunez, and that was at 125. And I think they still both dust Josie and Nunez just because Josie. This is like this women's 135-pound division is not good at all. Like, it is trash, bro. It's so bad. And this fight is not it's not good at all. Um, Josie and Nunez is minus 185. This fight should be dead even. Well, not really, I guess, because Josie and Nunez is most likely gonna win because Priscilla is going to catch a beating like she always does. And yeah, I'll just pick Josie for the just for the pick, but I don't really like betting like with her unless I know for a fact she's gonna just completely just destroy the girl because that's all she has is just overhands and Superman punches. She can't grapple or she has no method to her madness. She's just throwing and praying and swinging, praying and swinging. But yeah, we're gonna go Josie and Nunez just for the pick. Next we got Andre Lima against Daniel Barez. Andre Lima is 10-0 against Barez 17-6. Lima from Brazil, 26 years old, 5'7". Also the guy that got bit. I think he's got a promising career. He's really young. I think he's kind of low volume at times, but he's got really good striking and he's pretty well rounded. He can grapple too. You got Daniel Barres, 36 years old, 5'6". He lost to Jafel Fiojo and he beat Victor Altamirano, which you're supposed to do. He lost to Carlos Hernandez and didn't White Contender Series, and then he beat four cans and then got re-signed. And that's really basically the story of Daniel Barres. I think he has a ceiling. I don't think he's really that good. I mean, he is good. He's good, but I don't think he's to be 36 years old and to be in the UFC. He's not that good. Like to be 36 years old and to be hanging around UFC, you got to be really good, and he's just not at that level. Andre Lima has a much higher ceiling than him. Andre Lima doesn't really have any big wins yet, but I mean, Daniel Barres won't be a really big win for him either. But I think Andre Lima just cruises to a pretty comfortable decision. I think he's like a 3-1 favorite, like minus 320, 330, something like that. Last that I seen, and he probably deserves every bit of it. I think he beats Daniel Barres wherever this fight goes, honestly. So yeah, I gotta go Andre Lima comfortably. This next fight at men's 135, we got Josias Musasa against Carlos Vera. Josias Musasa is 8-0 from Congo, 25 years old, 5'8". Didn't like contender series guy. This dude is just strong as hell. He is just raw power, just like hits hard. He's really green, but like you can tell his greenness can supersede good technique because he just beat this guy. He beat a Georgian guy, a guy from Georgia, where Marab is from, and I think he won by split. It wasn't the most entertaining fight, but God, you could just tell just in how he moves and how he swings and everything he does. He was just reversing everything. He couldn't get held down. This Georgian guy obviously, was how they are, their mentality, but he just superseded it. Just like it was a really good effort by him. It was really cool to see that. He's not like these African fighters. They're really green a lot of times. They're kind of raw, but yeah, this kid has a lot of promise. Honestly, I think he's really really good, and he's just gonna take some. He's probably gonna eventually gonna have to get to a better gym and just to fine tune certain things. But he's good. We got Carlos Vera, 11-4 from Ecuador, 37 years old, 5'6". He lost to Rinya Nakamura and he lost to Bracketon on Tough. Um, 37 years old, 135. That's not really the best look. But I think this guy's got really good. He's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. Pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, he had Rinya Nakamura's back. I think he had him in like some compromising positions, but nonetheless, Rinya Nakamura cruised to a decision. But yeah, I mean, Josiah Musasa is minus 700. I think he wins this fight, but I just think there's a little bit of danger with Carlos Vera just because of jiu-jitsu. I don't like I said, Josiah Musasa is kind of green, and I would hate to see him get his back taken. And but even if he did get his back taken, I don't think Vera would be able to finish him. But I'm kind of weary against betting on guys who are minus 700 coming off of Dana White Contender Series because we really don't know. This is his first fight in UFC, so nonetheless, I think Josiah Musasa probably KOs this dude. Even though Vera's never been knocked out, he's been sub before. But I can see Josiah's KO on this guy because this kid is explosive. He's got that real, that raw. African power. So I gotta go Josiah Musasa by either decision or KO because he's not knockout or bust. In this last fight, he showed he can go to decision and he won't just tire out from just big explosive movements. So yeah, Josiah's for the win. Next fight we got Dr. Nurgozhay versus Brinson Ribiero at men's well, of course it's men's 205. There's no women's 205. But yeah, Dr. He's another Dana White Contender Series guy who I'm excited to see. He's from Kazakhstan, 10-0, 27 years old. He's 6'2". I think this dude's gonna be what people thought Vitor Petrino was gonna be. Like this dude, Dr. He's nasty. He's a pretty good dude. He's a Pan Croatian champ. He was the Eagle FC 205-pound champ. You know, he's got wins over veterans. You know, Emiliano Sordi, he's our PFL vet. Um, you know, he's crushed some cans, but a lot of times that doesn't matter with these Pan Croatian and these Sambo guys because they've already fought so many times. They already have the experience outside of MMA in their respective sports. So yeah, he's probably crushed some cans, but these guys can really fight. You know, a lot of these guys already have 30, 40, 50 fights just in Sambo and in Pan Croatian. So that doesn't matter a lot of times. We got Brinson Ribiero from Brazil, 16-7. He's 6'3". He's 1-2 in the UFC. His last win was over just that last fight, Kyle Machado, which is just very underwhelming. Split decision win. I think they both should have got the L. Nobody should have won that fight. And then he lost to Magomed Ghaziasulov, aka the Dagestani who doesn't wrestle. He was 1-1 in the motion. I think they cut him just because he couldn't finish Brinson Ribiero. Because that dude Ghaziasulov could not finish a sandwich. Like when you're 1-1 and they cut you, that means you're bad. Like that means they didn't want to see you finish your contract. And then he got knocked out by Ming Yang Zhang, who, respectfully, that's gonna happen. Ming Yang, he's a dog. He's probably about to knock out Anthony Smith next too. But yeah, Dr. is about to smoke this dude. He's Brito Ribeiro is Dr's sacrificial lamb. Like he's about to destroy this guy. And yeah, like I said, he's gonna be what people thought Petrino was gonna be. I'm not saying he's gonna be the next Hamza, just because he's from Kazakhstan, but I just think he's pretty good. He's got some promise in him, and he can strike, he can grapple, hits hard. I think Dr. Nurgozhay by one-way traffic. This next fight we got Sam Hughes versus Stephanie Luciano at women's strawweight. Sam Hughes from America, 32 years old, 5'5", 4-5 in the UFC, 9-6 overall. She just beat that girl Victoria Dudakova. She lost to Yasmin Uruguay. She beat Jacqueline Amarim. I'm pretty sure that's her name. And she lost to Piera Rodriguez. Then we got Stephanie Luciano from Brazil, 25 years old, 5'6". Uh, weird record. She's 1-0 in the UFC. She's like 5-0, 6-0. But she fought that last girl, Telia Alcantar. She fought her twice. First time she went to a draw with her on Contender Series. And then I guess they signed both of them and then made them both fight each other they're both making their UFC debuts against each other. But I mean, yeah, the girl Telia Alcantar is kind of a midget. Um, mainly jiu-jitsu girl, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, basically the story of Sam Hughes is that if you can just survive, you can beat her. Like you don't have to be best fighter to really beat Sam Hughes. You just gotta just not die, not get tired. Because Sam Hughes relies on people to get tired because she's not very athletic. Granted, she's not very fast. She's not the best. She's not the most skilled fighter, but what she's missing in skill, what she lacks in skill, she has it in grit and determination. So if you give a little bit tired, she's gonna beat you. She will beat you. If you get tired, if you start slowing down the second round, third round, she will beat you. But if you can just like keep a steady pace, if you can just stay faster than her, you can beat her. And I think that's why Luciano is a minus 260 favorite, minus 260, and Sam Hughes is plus 215 because I think she has that youth behind her. She may actually be able to touch her up and move around. But then again, I don't like betting against Sam Hughes unless I know that for a fact. Like even when she fought Yasmin Uruguay, I faded Yasmin just because Yasmin she has chin problems, but she was still able to beat Sam Hughes because she has chin problems, not cardio problems. So yeah, that's kind of the story of the tape here. Like I think Stephanie Luciano can probably just touch her up a little bit and stay on the outside and beat her. I think that could happen, but I'm gonna stay away from it just because Sam Hughes is a dog, and I don't like betting against that girl, or I don't really like betting on her either. So yeah. Definitely Luciano by decision. So we got for heavyweight, we got Cortez Acosta versus Ryan Spann. Waldo Cortez, 12-1, 6'4", 33 years old. Ryan Spann, 22-10, 6'5", 33 years old. Um, yeah, Waldo Acosta, he lost to Rogerio de Lima, and he's just mainly a boxer too, and that's what Rogerio de Lima showed us. I know Waldo Cortez hits hard, he's a boxer, but he couldn't knock out Arlovsky, Chase Sherman, or Jared Vandera. Like that sticks out to me. You couldn't knock out. I mean, Arlovsky has a way of surviving, but damn, you can't knock out Jared Vandera. Fuck. Or Chase Sherman. Like, come on, bro. If you're a boxer, you should be knocking him out. But yeah, Ryan Spann, on the other hand, he loses the hard strikers and good grapplers. I noticed. Like if you're really good at anything, you can beat Ryan Spann. Like he beat OSP, but he has lost the Guskov finish. Anthony Smith, I think he lost to Anthony Smith twice actually, and he got triangled by Nikita Krylov. So I don't know. Ryan Spann, another guy I don't like betting on. Don't like betting on him at all, or against him because he's hit or miss. You never know what can happen. But I don't know. Maybe I'll go. I think I like this move up because Ryan Spann is also fighting a heavyweight now. I like this move up for him because he's got a big frame, and I feel like I really think this could. I think this could pay off for him. I really do. But also, I don't know about that chin, man. You getting knocked out at 205, fighting these big boys, and Waldo Cortez Acosta. It's like, yeah, I know you got the big frame, but still, bro, these are thicker boys. Like these are bigger boys. So I might have to go Waldo Cortez Acosta by knockout, unless Ryan Spann just starts wrestling him or something, puts him on his back. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Spann. Actually, I'm gonna have to go with Cortez Acosta. Sorry. This next fight we got Su Young Yu versus AJ Cunningham at 135-pound division. I guess this is AJ Cunningham's like first fight at 135. He's had a weird run. Like God bless his heart, dude. They had him fight Ludovic Klein at his UFC debut, which was, I mean, short notice. Well, damn, bro. Whoever made that fight happen should be arrested. That fight should have been illegal. That was a beatdown. Like that was aggravated assault. It wasn't even a fight. It was an assault. And God bless AJ Cunningham because he's tough. Like Ludovic had to go to his body to finish him to get him out of there, but he had to take 100 headshots before that. And then he got beast up by Steven Yan, who isn't very good. I mean, not just compared to the higher echelon of the weight class of 145. He's not that good. So now he's fighting at 135. I feel like AJ Cunningham doesn't really beat guys who can. I mean, I know Ludovic Klein. I can't fault him for losing to him, but AJ Cunningham doesn't really beat guys that belong. I don't think AJ Cunningham belongs in UFC. So I think he's gonna lose to guys that do belong. He's got to fight somebody that doesn't belong for him to actually have a chance of winning. That's how I feel. Su Young Yu, on the other hand, 14-3, 29 years old, 5'6". AJ Cunningham does have a 4-inch height advantage in this fight. Do what you want with that. Su Young Yu has good regional competition. A lot of these Asian guys, a lot of these like um, Central Asia and these Europe fighters, they kind of a lot of times Central Asia and Eastern Europe fighters kind of and Southern Asian fighters. A lot of times their regional pools kind of come together and they end up fighting each other a lot of times. So Su Young Yu, he's fought a lot of Kazakhstani guys, and not a lot, but he's fought guys from Central Asia. So this, tough competition, guys that can grapple. Um, he's got a heavy ground attack. I think he wants to get the fight to the ground a lot of times. I haven't really watched much tape on him, but I can just tell just off of what I have seen, he likes to take it to the ground, and he can strike too. Though he's not like get to the ground or he's done. He just that's just where he's comfortable. His name is Jiu-Jitsu. So that's kind of what he wants, and I think this is going to be one-way traffic for him. He's going to do whatever he wants to AJ Cunningham. He's minus 700 and go figure. So yeah, Su Young Yu by however way he wants it. So this next fight we got Damon Blackshear versus Cody Gibson at men's 135-pound. Damon Blackshear is Well, I'll start off with Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson's 21-10. He's 3-5, and this is his second run of the promotion. He's 37 years old. He's got 2 wins over Chad Anheliger and Brian Kelleher, which is very underwhelming. I don't even know if they're still signed anymore, but yeah, not very good wins, and he's lost to Miles Johns and Brackatona, both pretty good fighters. Still a little underwhelming. You want to be beating those guys if you're going to be like premier fighter in the division. But nonetheless, Cody Gibson he's pretty well rounded. He can strike, he can grapple. He's not world class in any of them, but he can still, you know, hold his own in both of those areas. Damon Blackshear, on the other hand, 15-7-1, 3-3-1, 30 years old. That 3-3-1, you actually got to look at that. This dude has had some crazy fights in his losses and his draw. So I think his first fight UFC was Yusuf Zalal, went to a draw, which is kind of crazy knowing what Yusuf Zalal does now. And I'm pretty sure that was up in weight. I don't know if it was like catch weight or at 145, can't remember. But going to a draw, Yusuf Zalal in your debut is crazy. His wins are Cody Stamann, Luan Lacerda, and Jose Johnson. None of those guys are really like premier fighters, premier fighters in the division, but still, like he smoked all of them. He fucking twisted Jose Johnson, put that man in a twister. And then his losses are to Farid Basharat, Mario Batista, and Montel Jackson. Bro, Damon Blackshear's a dark horse. He's a dark horse of this division. Like, he's really, really good. I know Montel Jackson dusted him, but he hits like a truck. Mario Batista, he's, hate him or love him, he's really good. And Farid Basharat, not the one that got dusted by Ricky Simon, but the one that's actually like pretty good. One that's not an asshole. Um, yeah, I think Damon Blackshear by one way traffic. He's minus like 470 last time I checked. He smoked Cody Gibson. So yeah. And he's also just seems like a pissed off guy. Whenever he's at weigh-ins, he just looks mean. He seems like the meaner guy. Not only is he because he beat him everywhere else, he just seems like just he refuses to lose. His next fight, we got Alex Hernandez versus Kurt Holobaugh. Alex Hernandez, 15-8, 7-7, 32 years old. Kurt Holobaugh, 21-8, 2-5, 38 years old. Alex Hernandez, very inconsistent. I don't like betting on him or against him because you never know what he's gonna do. He might does Benil Dariush or he might lose it to Damon Jackson. You never know. Um, but otherwise, nonetheless, he's really good, well rounded. Can grapple, can strike, hits really hard, really explosive. Been around for a while, fought a lot of dudes. He's been in there with Billy Q, Jim Miller, Donald Cerrone. Just pretty good guys. Guys that I see that are a little better than Kurt Holobaugh. Kurt Holobaugh has lost to Trey Ogden, beat Kanan Kertrusky, whatever. This is a fight for Alex Hernandez to win. It should be. He's like minus 200, something like that. He should win this fight. Kurt Hollowbaugh's no scrub though. He's tough. He's a tough, gamey guy, and he fights pissed off too. So this won't be an easy win for Alex Hernandez, but I think this is a win where Alex Hernandez can, or I think he's more skilled than his opponent. I think he's more skilled. Will it be easy? No, but I think he's more skilled in striking and the grappling. Kurt Hollowbaught can strike and grapple too, but I just think Alex Hernandez is a little more skilled in both of those departments. So yeah, I don't think there's much Kurt Holobaugh can really do to hurt Alex Hernandez. So I think I see Alex Hernandez winning this one. So we got for 145-pound division, we got Kevin Valejos versus Woo Choi. Sting. I like his nickname. But Kevin Valejos, 14-1, 23 years old, 5'7", coming from Argentina. This dude is nasty. He's got really good boxing, and there's there's a reason why they give him Woo Choi first, because Woo Choi is not an easy debut. He's not he's not an easy first fight into the UFC. But Kevin Valejos went to a decision with John Silva on 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 the Contender Series, which that says enough right there. Went to a decision with John Silva, like, and he was the one that kind of, unfortunately, he was the one that kind of had to introduce us to John Silva. Like, we kind of saw how good he was right then. We saw how dynamic of a striker he was, and only now that we see how impressive it is to go to decision with him, because he stood in there and took the beating. He held his own, but ultimately he got pieced up. But he's good though. Vallejo's is really good. He has really good boxing. That dude, he will march you down. Like, that dude, he's a beast. Something about those Argentinian fighters, like Esteban Ribovics. He's got that kind of vibe. Like, just will march you down and tune you up. He's got that. Like, there's something about that the South Americans down there sometimes, man. In Argentina, man, they fight really pissed off. We got Woo Choi, 11-7, 32 years old, 6 feet tall, 4-6 in UFC, but he's got a good resume. He's been in there with Mosar Evloev. He beat Yusuf Zalal back in the day, beat Juliana Rosa, lost to Alex Caceres, lost to Josh Kulabau, lost to Mike Trezano. He beat Sean Aarons. After that Caceres fight, Sting started to kind of go down a little bit. He wasn't as good anymore, and he kind of fell off after that. I don't know. So it's like Alex just choked it out of him. But nonetheless, he's really good, and I just noted those guys that he's fought. He's been in there with Mofsar. He's been in there with Zalal. He's been in there with Erosa and Alex Caceres. Woo Choi he's gamey, and this is not an easy fight for your debut. Although I do think Valejos sleeps him, he's gonna pressure him and just tune him up. That's another thing. Woo Choi likes to brawl, and it's not gonna be good. If he wants to brawl with Valejos, sayonara, he's done. He put his shit on the plate. But yeah, I think that's what happens. Actually, I think Kevin Valejos just pieces him up because he's not gonna grapple Woo Choi, or he's not gonna grapple Kevin Valejos. This is a fight that Kevin Valejos is tailor made for him to win. Honestly, I really think it is. Woo Choi can hit hard, like I said. It's a fist fight and it can happen, but I think Valejos just snipes him out, just breaks him down with the pressure. Next fight, we got Zaleski versus Njoukani, 170 pounds. We got Elizou at 25, 8-1, 38 years old, and Chitty, who is 36. Another thing I looked at, Elizou's 5'11 and Chitty's 6'3, which is something important to note. But anyways, Elizou is 11-4-1 in the UFC. I didn't realize he had such a good UFC record. 11-4-1 to Chitty's 4-3. And yeah, I don't know. I just ever since Chitty's moved down to 170, he's not his killer instinct isn't the same. Like he's not like killing guys anymore, like he used to. Like I mean, but he's fighting smarter though. Like that Jared Gooden win was really good. He used like cage control to really beat him, which is I didn't really think he would do that, but it was good though. It was nice. He was knee him to the body, elbow on him. He really beat him off of control time on the cage, and he beat Reese McKee. It was a split, but I feel like it was an unanimous decision. I don't know who scored that for Reese McKee, and yeah, those were his two fights at welterweight. And honestly, I think he's looking pretty good here. He's looking all right, but he's 36 years old. Then you got Zaleski, who they gave him a sacrificial lamb his last fight against Zach Scroggin. Probably never see him again. Randy Brown lost to him. He went to a draw with Renat Fakardinov, which is good. He beat Khabib's cousin Abubakar, and then he smoked Benoit Saint Denis. Zaleski's really good. He's underrated, honestly. He's one of those guys where you don't really like think about him when you think of welterweights, but you can't take him lightly. He's actually good. He's been around for a while too, and I think he can. I think he beats Njoukani. Honestly, Njoukani, he's just too patient. He's just too passive. He's good. He's a killer. Like he's huge. He's got really good jiu-jitsu and he's got good kickboxing. I think he's a really good fighter, but he's just a little too passive. A little too passive, and I think he gets tired and sometimes he breaks too. That's another thing. He breaks. Granted, those wars he got in with Duraev and I think not. I don't know if Duraev was a war. Yeah, that was a tough fight too. But and I think he won that fight. But Rodriguez, that was a war, and I can't say he really broke, but it was a tough fight. And even old Jacek fight, that was a tough fight too. But he's I won't say he lacks heart, but when it's a dog fight, he usually can be broken. But I want to go with Elizeu Zaleski just from doing more. I think Zaleski just does more. He's just a little more crazier, a little more chaotic. But then again, Shitty can. I don't know. We've never even seen Elizeu Zaleski get put out before, so who knows what could happen. But I think I'm gonna go with him just for the sake of the pick, but not too much confidence. And I just think he can just kind of do more. Shitty's just a little too passive for me, like I said earlier, a little too passive. And then for your main event, we got Marvin Vettori against Dolidze at middleweight. Vettori 19-6-1. Haven't seen him since that beating that Cannonier put on him in 2023. And before that, he fought Dolidze, which is like basically it's 2 years ago at this point, March 2023. And yeah, I don't really even tell you right now. I'm not betting on Marvin Vettori after that beating. I mean, honestly, Marvin Vettori is so tough. You can actually, I'd be comfortable betting on him, knowing that he's probably not gonna deteriorate after that fight. Honestly, that 2 years after that beating was probably one of the best things he could have done because him coming back too soon after that probably would have been bad. So I think it was smart for him to take some time off. Can't believe it's been 2 years since we've seen Vettori fight. That's crazy. But he's tough though. Marvin Vettori's tough. It's just that like I can't put a finger on what he does good. Like what is Marvin Vettori good at besides just being there and taking shots and punching and not dying? Like what does he do? Even like when he like Marvin Vettori has a split decision loss to Izzy. Somebody gave Marvin Vettori a round over Izzy, but can you even point out what he did to win a round against Izzy? No, like what? Like he's a good fighter, but it's just like he's so boring to me. But he's good though, and I like betting him against guys like I bet him when he beat Dolidze the first time, just because I knew Dolidze wasn't gonna outstrike him, or because Dolidze is not much of a striker as I thought back then he wasn't, and I knew he wasn't gonna out wrestle Vettori just because Vettori is strong as hell. But Dolidze, honestly, he's good. He's 14-3, 36 years old. He pieced up Anthony Smith in that last fight. I bet Anthony Smith against him with confidence. I was like, Anthony Smith's gonna piece him up. What can Dolidze do to him? Anthony Smith looked so slow. It's one of the worst bets ever made. But Smith looked good, and then or Dolidze looked good, and then he beat Kevin Holland. Weird fight. Holland had that like rib injury or something. Then before that, he lost to Nasruddin Imavov. No shame in that. Nasruddin is a dog. He's just entered the Matrix just recently. He's been piecing dudes up, and Nasruddin's always been really good too. It's just now he's hitting his stride. He's like top five now, top three maybe. But yeah, I think top five actually. So yeah, he's good. Not a bad loss. I think that was a stylistic matchup. I think he was just outgunned that fight, and then before that it was the Vettori fight. So I mean, I guess Dolidze hasn't done much since Vettori fight. One, two, three. He's only had 3 fights since then. So I mean, not too active either. But I don't know. I think I could see this fight going the same way. I think Vettori as the first fight. I think Vettori's going to be there, not dying because you know it's very rare for us to see Dolidze do what he did to Anthony Smith. Like I think that was just the fact that he was going up in weight. Smith is just a little slower. He was a little more mobile than Smith, and Vettori, I don't think he's gonna have that advantage over him. But I think I'm gonna go Vettori. Not confidently because it's been 2 years, but I think Vettori can get in there, win the majority of the rounds, and I'm not. I don't think he puts the leads that way. I would honestly feel more comfortable going with the over on this fight than anything, as opposed to picking a winner. But yeah, that's why I got winning for the main event, and yeah, I think it should be a good card. Bet responsibly, and I hope y'all win. And if you have anything, if I'm wrong in any of these predictions, or if you see something, if you see any blind spots in mine, if you see something that I was wrong in, let me know. Comment because I will gladly change my pick. I don't give a damn. I will change my pick in a heartbeat if I feel like there's any indication that I'm on the wrong side. So yeah, peace.